Matt Panto here for GoLeopards.com as we get set for the Patriot League Women's Lacrosse Tournament with head coach Allison Fisher. And Allie, we'll talk to you down in Annapolis before we get ready to take on Navy. But first off, AllLeague announcement today, honors, and certainly one that stands out to us, Anna White being named Midfielder of the Year.
Yeah, that's incredibly exciting for the program and for her, obviously. She does so much in each and every game up and down the field, offensively and defensively for us, and there's always a lot of responsibility on her shoulders. So it's nice, obviously, we're well aware of her talent and her abilities and all that she offers our team, but it's always nice to be recognized by the conference and the other coaches in the league with the same respect. And, you know, it's a relatively new award, but in our conference, the midfielders do so much for their teams, so to be named the most outstanding of that group is really a significant honor for her.
Three others named to the AllLeague Teams. Laura Kleiber named to the first team, Rachel Moore and Natty Godfrey named to the second teams. Certainly all three of those as well having sensational years.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, Kleiber came up huge for us. She was under the radar for the last 2 years. We were clearly aware of what her talent level was, but this year specifically with Addie and Anna getting so much attention, especially from opposing teams' defenses, you know, she came up huge in many of our games, not only scoring goals when we needed them, but, you know, picking up draw controls, picking up ground balls, and she always had a very significant matchup as well defensively. So, you know, for her to kind of come into that role this year and for other people to recognize that she was a huge reason for our success is exciting. You know, Addie, I think Addie should have been on the first team, honestly. She's that talented. I know her numbers in conference this year weren't as good as they've been in the past, but, you know, she had to deal with, you know, intentional fouling and face guarding and early doubles and things that, you know, made it really hard for her to produce points, and a lot of times she was dishing it off and making the right decision for our team. So, you know, her offensive numbers may not be what people think they should have been, but, you know, to me, I know that she made our offense work, and I'm really proud of her for that. So that, you know, obviously it's a great honor to be named to either of the teams. And Rachel is another one that's always under-respected, I think. She's not necessarily a matchup defender, but she's another one that makes our defense work. She's a very good sliding defender, a very good help defender, and where she helps us is in her communication and her leadership skills. So obviously her ground ball stats, her cause turnovers, I mean, they all speak, you know, to why she was named to the AllLeague team, but, you know, and we're thrilled about the second team honor, but, you know, she's really someone that, you know, we really couldn't win without.
Academic All-Patriot League team named today as well. I know you've loved her leadership all year. Cami Linville capping it off with a membership on the Academic Patriot League All-Team as well.
Yeah, third time for her, which is exciting. You know, Cami is everything the Patriot League, you know, wants to, you know, represent in an athlete. She started every single game, played almost every single minute for us, does whatever it takes, you know, whether it's carrying the ball up the field or marking up on, you know, an opposition's top scorer. She really does anything and everything that we ask her. So for her to get recognized for being that well-rounded kid that's, you know, an exceptional leader, a great athlete, and also a very, very good student is something that I know she's always very proud of, and we are as well, because, you know, she's kind of an unsung hero in a way for us, because, you know, she's not the leading scorer, she's not necessarily, you know, our top matchup defender, but she does a little bit of everything for us, and I truly believe that, you know, championships are won in their role players, and obviously Cami's a huge role player. She does absolutely anything that the team needs, and I know that we're very proud that, you know, her name's up there and released by the league as someone that they have a lot of respect for.
Again, we'll dive into Navy once we get down to Annapolis later this week, but coming off of the Colgate win, you had a day off Sunday, you gave them off on Monday as President Carter was up there on the quad. I know a number of the girls made it up to that. Yep. You focus in on practice here on Tuesday. What's the goal for today's practice, tomorrow's practice, before heading down into Annapolis?
We're really focusing on us. You know, we feel like we have a good game plan for Navy, obviously, and we have to respect them. There's no doubt that we've got to, you know, neutralize their offensive threats. But for us, you know, last game we made a lot of errors that we could control. You know, poor passes, bad decisions, you know, things that allowed them to gain some momentum. So we're focusing on minimizing those errors, really, you know, maximizing our own strengths. So what we'll do before we head down there is really make sure that we focus on what can win us games. You know, not what's gonna, you know, what we have to stop from Navy, but what can win us games. And I think that, you know, if we, you know, get a good hour and a half in today, tomorrow, and then Thursday down there in Annapolis, I think we'll be more than ready to go.
We'll see you down there. Have a good couple days here.
Thank you.
Matt Panto here with the head women's lacrosse coach of the Lafayette Leopards, Allison Fisher. Full recaps all week and releases and everything else you need to know heading into Friday's semifinal down in Annapolis. Matt Panto from inside Fisher Stadium.